Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the False Prophets podcast. I'm Phil Risden.
And y'all thought I was gone. Motherfuckers. There was a beautiful white man here last week, but we decided to fire him.
Yes.
Yes. No, that actually was me. I was disguised. I was like trans race for like a day.
You were transracial?
Yeah, and I decided the privilege was too much.
Yeah.
I kind of missed, the poverty.
You wanted to be back
So
in the
I was
trenches?
just like, let me just get the operation done, and I became Dominican again. So hello, people. My name is Manny Perez. I'm back. I missed y'all. Sorry that I missed y'all, man. I was fucked up, real messed up. I was sick. I had to call out. So thank you, Ethan, for like taking over and everything.
Well, maybe you being sick. That's God's punishment for you being the first Dominican Rachel Dolezal. Trying to change things.
I was about to get braids.
Yeah.
Like the white boy dreads.
Yeah.
You're like, no.
You're about to look like Riff Raff.
Right.
Yeah.
Yo, whatever happened to that motherfucker?
I don't know. He fucked Katy Perry and then he just disappeared into the night.
Fuck.
Why'd you make a face? I think she's hot. She has huge giant titties. I don't know. Anyway, hello. Welcome to the podcast.
Yo, we literally forgot about you guys.
We really did. We started having a private cameras off.
Oh, man.
I don't talk that way. Huge giant titties. That's not the language I use.
I was about to say something else. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, the camera is the record button.
Right there. Okay.
Oh man.
How you guys doing? Good?
Yeah, good.
All right,
cool.
Yeah. Well,
what's up, man? How you been, bro?
I'm good. I'm good. It's kind of hot in the studio today.
Yeah.
A little bit. I have a
warm.
cat hair in my fucking eye. My cat's running around. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I am a little scared though. I am a little scared because apparently New York is turning into the Wild Wild West. That is true.
That's it.
That is true, folks. Have you heard this? That now New York City is legal to have a concealed carry permit in New York.
Yep.
I can't wait for the amount of people that are going to die this summer.
You're gonna have a bunch of Yosemite Sams everywhere, just like shooting up everything.
The bodies are gonna pile up worse than COVID. It's gonna be like that.
It's crazy.
It's gonna be like that.
Yeah.
You thought it was dangerous before.
No.
Now it's just gonna be, oh my god.
Now they're gonna need more freezers outside of
Oh
hospitals.
my gosh, yes.
Man.
They're gonna start putting them in ice cream trucks just to keep them cool. You're gonna be able to get Mr. Softy and a dude's thumb if you want to.
Yeah.
Because it's the city of hustlers.
Yeah.
You gotta monetize anything you can.
Oh, man.
God.
That's just nuts, man, because everywhere, all across the world and everything, there's danger and shit. But it's the concept of New York City, someone being able to have a concealed weapon at that. You know what I mean? New York City's built different.
Yes.
Like me,
Yes.
I'm from the hood and stuff like that, was from the hood. And, I knew how that shit functioned.
Yeah.
So it's kind of to now, being scared. You literally, before you were scared, now you have to be more scared. You jump on a train or some shit, and the motherfucker could be carrying a tool on him.
Oh yeah,
and it's legal.
And this is the problem too. It's because I have friends that are actually for this and whatever. Believe what you believe, but the main thing that they say is they're like, well, you can always get guns illegally, all right, and that's the truth. But at the same time, the people who are getting guns illegally are also using those guns to illegally kill other people who do illegal activity. If you actually look at it, if you look at the statistics, the crime versus crime ratio of gunshot deaths is way higher than the criminal just casually robbing or mugging somebody at gunpoint. Those things do happen. They do, but not enough to facilitate concealed carry for everyone in New York City. We are, I think, the only city who truly uses public transportation as our complete and utter main form of transportation.
24/7.
Which makes it so much worse. And then not only that, like we just talked about, New York is the city of fucking hustlers. Can you imagine getting a bodega handgun?
Yeah.
Like
different colors?
Yeah, bro,
I want the platinum green. I love it.
Everything that you get in this city, even if it's legal, can slightly be knockoff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I could see shit like that. It's dude, New York City does not give a fuck. You thought people in other cities didn't care and you could just casually buy a gun anywhere. Now the guns are legal. You're going to be able to buy them anywhere, anywhere on the fucking street. I swear to God, they're going to have guns for sale. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they will have it. Half of them aren't even going to be working right. And that's the whole issue is I think like, other places, sure, like the bar is pretty low.
Yeah.
Just go over there, you take a class, you're good. But
I
here,
think you need to take a class. I think is once you're a certain age, like
you can just
have you can just buy a gun.
Yeah,
that's it. I think.
But even here, though, I could see it being like a fucking homeless guy walks into a bodega and just buys one.
Yeah,
like I could see something like that happening, which is like that's not necessarily something that can happen in another city.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's like we just have this whole level of on top of each other that is at a whole nother, I hate saying the word again, level. Yeah. Though, but it really is. We're in a whole nother echelon of that type of shit where it's just like people are just breathing on each other non-fucking stop.
Yeah.
Our transportation is public transportation. That's how all of us get around. Barely any of us have cars. And if we do have cars, it's for a job we have that's specifically related to whatever we're doing. You know what I mean? Like you're an Uber driver.
Yeah.
That's why you have a car. If you weren't an Uber driver, you probably wouldn't have a car or you wouldn't use it that much.
I wouldn't. Yeah. I mean, think about it. Trains, buses running 24/7, and plus, like now, like, I mean, Ubers are like kind of like specific. They're kind of cheap and shit. And they brought that Uber share bullshit back. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's insane, man. Like I don't think it's a great idea,
bro. I
honestly don't think it's a fucking great idea at all.
That being said, I'm getting one now.
Yeah,
because you have to
exactly,
and that's the thing. That's the vicious cycle of the whole gun problem.
Yeah.
It's like the more unsafe they make having guns, the less regulated they make having guns, the more it makes you feel the need to get a gun. Mm-hmm. Because if anybody can have one, now I need to have one just so I am not at the fear of anybody.
You know why and it's also because like just New York, coming back to what you said, like, we live like on top of each other here. It's like rats in this one little tiny building and shit like that. And everybody's already like pissed off.
Bro.
Like, come on, in the morning, we don't really say, hey, morning, neighbor, morning. We don't do that shit. I remember the first time when I
say, who you? That's the morning. There's somebody guys hey, morning.
Good morning.
Who the fuck is you? Nigga, who's you?
Yeah. Okay. I remember one time I went to Harrisburg. My uncle moved out there. And I was helping him move and shit like that. And I remember it was kind of racist too. But like one guy, he was just like, "Oh, hey, good morning," and I was just looking around. I'm like, "What are you talking to me?"
Yeah.
And I was 16 when I first experienced that. I seen shit like that on Full House, but when you actually experience it, you're just like, "Oh, so they are nice people."
Yeah, like the white picket fence neighbor, like, "Hey, how you doing?"
And like, I never experienced that shit until like 16, bro. And it's just everybody is aggressive. Everybody has like a New York attitude and everything.
Well, it's not even that they're necessarily aggressive. It's just that they're in a rush.
Yeah.
And they're kind of like they're on edge because you just don't know what will happen. And that's the thing is I think the whole level of not knowing what will happen, it won't go down, it'll rise. Yeah. It'll rise way, way higher. Dude, this is just such a recipe for fucking disaster. I mean, bro, like we were just talking about it. Imagine on a subway, where you have concealed weapons, like a subway, you can fit maybe like 40 people in that car, probably even more if you squish them all in, like rush hour times. Imagine if somebody's bringing a concealed carry weapon at like 8 a.m. in the morning when people are like on their way and shit like that, and then they get into some sort of conflict with somebody, and that person has their gun. So now this is just a shootout with 40 people in the way.
Be a lot of freaking delays. I'll tell you, a lot of delays. And then the thing about it, the mayor even knows it's fucked up because he's saying, like, he's the one that brought up the idea. Next thing you know, like I did read while I was.
Shame on you.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
While you're away.
While I was away, I was not.
Well, this is why.
I was a prophet.
This is why I put you on punishment.
Yeah.
This is why I sent you away for a week.
Sounds dirty.
Anyway, reading.
Hey, yo. So not like Eric Adams actually said, to paraphrase it, he's like, okay, we're gonna work on certain locations where it's it's gonna be hard to get the concealed weapon because of like the crime that's in like that specific location. So basically, like Brownsville, maybe not could get the concealed weapon, but Bushwick you can have a few, So it's kind of like,
yeah, and it's
you
like
can't do that.
You're making it even worse.
It fucking worse.
It's
man.
already hard enough with states' rights of guns.
Yeah,
where someone can go out of state and come buy a gun legally out of state and then come back with it. That's already hard enough. Right. Now you're not even making it borough laws. You're making it neighborhood laws. That doesn't even make sense, bro.
Like zip code laws.
Are you kidding me?
11233 maybe, but 11433 sure.
And then also too, it's like and it's like also what does this really fucking mean, truthfully? Because I kind of think that's insinuating that white people can have guns and black people can't. Because let's just be honest. Yeah. If you're saying in Brownsville we may not allow you to get a concealed carry permit, but in Williamsburg we can.
Yeah.
What is the majority of the people that live there?
Yeah. So
now you're saying that they can, but we can't.
Yeah.
But you don't know any of the thought processes of any of those people that live there.
Right.
And by and large, if you're going statistically, white people are the main suspects for mass shootings.
Yeah.
So if you want to just have criminality and, shooting or whatever, yeah, Brownsville is fine for that. But if you want to have somebody just walk into a fucking Jamba Juice and start spraying, it's one of them.
Jamba Juice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yo, it's so funny. They were like the only place that was like known for pressed juices. Now
now it's everywhere.
It's fucking everywhere.
Press
like, come on, man.
Whatever happened to Jamba Juice?
You just said
Too
that.
many mass shootings.
They still exist?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Also, too, I mean, if we're going back onto the mass shootings thing, it's also like, this, it kind of just frustrates me with like all this violence that happens where it's like all these gunmen, they go around and they end up shooting fucking kids. They end up shooting innocent bystanders. What happened to a good old fashioned political assassination? Am I crazy? I feel like that went out of style with like MySpace.
Yeah.
Tom
is the reason.
Right? Yeah. It was like, or really like the 90s, collect calls and then assassinations went out the wayside. Like after Reagan, after that one failed, it just kind of ended and people just went with like little kids and like people minding their own business at a fucking Wendy's.
Yeah.
And it's like, and what's crazy is like these people, they do these things because they want to be seen. They want to be famous. They want to have their name and light. And I'm like, if you want to do that, then why don't you just like go to the Federal Reserve and just empty the clip?
That's it.
Use your violence for change. Be the Robin Hood of mass shooters.
Yeah. And it makes no fucking sense, bro. And it's, I heard this before.
Like, I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Before on the video, and the guy was like, okay, if you're planning on doing a mass shooting.
Elementary school.
If you're fucking thinking about, shooting up a place and everything, they was like, go to your family first, shoot them up. And then look at their, their behavior and, their agony. And if you think that that's not enough, try it on yourself first to see if it actually works. Basically, blow your own fucking head off.
Yeah.
Right? Then because it makes no fucking sense you're shooting up a school. It makes no sense that you're shooting up anything, even a doctor's office.
I know, but
bro, what the fuck?
Here's my thing though, is what I'm saying is, listen, it's just like, it's almost like boys will be boys. Shooters are gonna shoot.
Yeah.
Okay? Shooters are gonna shoot. If you're gonna shoot in a place that benefits everybody.
Everybody.
Okay? Go to a place, that may or may not have a couple people of the Supreme Court. You know what I mean? Shoot a couple places that may or may not be giving women the decision to procreate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go to one of those places where they're taking people's rights away.
Yeah.
Go to one of those places where they're stealing from all of America.
Yeah.
Go to one of those places where they're putting additives in our foods to make all of us dumb, slow, and will eventually die of cancer or some sort of ailment just because they want to make an extra 20 cents on whatever product they're selling. Go to one of those places. Do not go to a school.
And with that being said, I'm drinking oat milk now.
There you go.
Just saying.
There you go. Don't shoot up the oat milk place.
We're not saying to really kill anybody. We're just saying, we're not
saying do any of those things.
Yeah, we're just
but
saying,
if you were going to,
if you were going to,
just
but don't do it.
Like if you were going to, just be thoughtful.
But then
don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. But if you're gonna do it, think like WWJD. You know what I mean? Like, what would he do? He'd take those fishes and loaves and he would multiply them. Okay?
Oh my God.
Do what Jesus would do.
The wristband.
And march into the Federal Reserve. And take care of some business like good old fashioned Robin Hood.
And that's crazy. Now you talking about that whole Roe V Wade stuff.
I'm just being real.
It's true. It's true. Because it makes no fucking sense.
This is all satire. This is all comedy. It's a comedy show.
Yeah.
It's a comedy show full of jokesters who aren't talking about anybody getting crazy. We're just two bullshitters. It's called False Prophets.
Yeah.
You've seen the thumbnail, Heaven and Hell, baby.
Suck it up.
You know, but yeah. Yeah, I mean that's the thing is I think people who like actually want the rights of actual people, our problem is we never get guns.
Yeah, man.
We never it's like people are talking about like another like, oh, all these people are outside of Capitol Hill non-violently, and I'm like, yeah, okay, so then we're never gonna get abortion back. Like like I've already made that point already. Like I've lived through enough protests, I've seen enough burning buildings, I've seen enough fucking footage and this, that, and the third. And it's just like, yeah, I mean,
unless you got money, you can lobby somebody.
Yeah,
ain't nothing changing, man.
Nothing's changing.
Listen, I'm already on season 4 of Ozark, and I'm realizing this is how this world works.
Yes,
it's just money.
Yes,
and just illegal under the table type of shit. That's all it is,
dude. They're fucking over white women now. They're losing their minds, and that's the thing too. Where I'm like, again, with the whole shooter, hey. Concealed carry, you can have these things now. I mean, like everyone that was at that fucking abortion protest or something, every one of those white girls with a uterus hat should have had an AR-15. I'm just saying that would have been respected a little bit. I'm not saying shoot it. I'm not saying shoot it whatsoever. Exactly. But I'm saying that lets them know that you do mean business. And I think a lot of those other people across the country who are for all this abortion and non-abortion and everything, pro-life and everything, that would make them respect it a little bit more, because it's like, number one, like white women are at the forefront of that whole fucking thing, even though they're the ones who kind of helped bring it into happening, because half of the white women are for it and are voting that way, and that's why it goes. But the ones that are against it, they're there. And they have family that are from fucking Arkansas and Alabama and Michigan and all these red state places, right. And if they see their fucking own kids in a fucking firefight, if they see their own kids in a January 6th level situation, not a black face, not a gay face, a straight blonde-haired white woman face, you know what I mean? Getting their fucking head kicked in, they will think, maybe this isn't the way. You're spitting right now. I'm being completely serious. I think if they actually saw some of their own, getting their fucking teeth kicked in, like you have to be willing, like we have to be willing to go as far as they want to go. And once they see that passion and that pain happening to another white face, even if it's a white face on the opposite, I think a lot of those conservative white people are going to change their tune. It can't be another black person getting hosed down. It can't be another fucking locked gate of bald-headed feminist white girls surrounding some black people or whatever. Right. Whatever. No, it has to be just you. Yeah. There was a clip of the fucking that chick who played Kimmy from Full House getting thrown on the ground. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was the second daughter.
No.
Yeah, it was her.
Are you sure?
Stephanie?
I have no fucking idea. I never watched that fucking show, but either way, they threw Mary-Kate and Ashley on the ground. They fucking tossed her
hard, man.
But that's the thing. That's what you need to see.
You need to see that shit.
She's the white female Malcolm X. All right.
Supposedly, this isn't her first thing.
It's not her first thing.
It's not.
She's about that life.
Yeah.
You need white women that are about that life. Stop staying behind fucking black women and all that shit.
Oh my gosh.
Because the change isn't going to happen with them. If we're being truly honest, any woman of color is expendable.
Yeah.
It is. Any woman of color is expendable. The only ones that aren't are you, because the secret reason that they're getting rid of abortion is because they think that the white population will decline.
Yeah.
So if they have to kill white women to increase more white people, that's a nullifying act, and they don't want to have to do that. Yeah. So, go for it. Only kill a few, go for it.
That's deep.
I feel like I just had to say this.
Yeah, man. Honestly,
they'll only kill a few of you.
I don't understand any of this shit, man. It's like these politicians are they're more worried about women's pussies and shit, but not worried about this Flint still does not have clean water.
Yeah, exactly.
Like what the fuck is the point?
But
like these motherfuckers. I just hate
it's all based. It's all based in
uproar just to like cover some other shit that's gonna happen. I'm pretty sure there's something happening right now. This is just to take our minds away of something real big that's happening right now. You know?
I think I think the problem is that it's all big. It's like like even that's just what you're saying right now is what they were saying with the George Floyd thing, where it's like, oh, George Floyd, I bet you there's something even bigger happening that they're trying to distract us with. And it's like abortion, I bet there's something even bigger. The secret is all of them are big things. Yeah. So they just try to get you in a frenzy to get you more divided, more angry, so they can keep dropping more shit on you till eventually you give up because we're so docile. Half of us, it's like the world's burning, but what are we waiting for? The, volume 2 or Stranger Things is coming.
Yeah.
So let's hide in here because none of us are willing to get real. None of us are willing to be the Robin Hoods.
Yeah.
And take up fucking arms, are we? No.
Nope.
So I guess that's all that's going to happen.
And it's stupid, too, because, like...
They're invading us. Concealed carry in New York City.
Yeah.
They're telling us.
Yeah.
They're telling us to do it. It's like when your older brother would just fucking, you know what I mean? Just like, fucking hit me.
Just do it, motherfucker. Yeah, just like...
Fucking hit.
Shit out
You're not going to hit me. You're not going to fucking hit me.
Yeah.
But you're so scared because every time he's fucked you up so much that you're too afraid to hit him.
Yeah.
Concealed carry in New York and we won't...
Dude, it's just there's no martyrs anymore.
On the same day as removing abortion, they dropped concealed carry, and not one of them had a gun.
Nope.
Not one of them had a gun.
Nope.
Fuck you, but America.
It's crazy, man. And then you got these politicians, the ones that are fucking saying that they're like, against abortion and shit like that. But then when these children are born and shit, a lot of them is, the adoption agencies, these foster homes are already packed. So a lot of people aren't adopting. So it's just like you're just gonna cause there to be more children like suffering and shit like that, more abuse.
Because that's the thing.
That's the thing. It's insane because like, and then they're not gonna make any programs and shit that to help these individuals.
No.
Once you're like 18, like I think they basically kick you out. They like, you can't be here anymore. You're old enough. So like basically start your new life. And then you're gonna have a lot of people that are homeless. A lot of children that become adults and they're homeless. But it makes no fucking sense. It's just stupid.
But that's the whole
stupid.
That's the whole issue though, is that they don't care about that. They just physically want the people born. What it really is there's a certain amount of people, I think especially like not even just the political pundits, but I think also voters that are terrified of the slow dwindling of the white race. Okay? And the fact of the matter is white people by and large have more income than most people. You know what I mean? Like the most people in the middle class are white.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Also too, they're the majority. So, the most poor are white as well.
Right.
But the fact is, it's like there's so many white people who are in middle class, in upper class, and people who are middle class and upper class, if they don't feel comfortable with the pregnancy, they have abortions.
Yeah.
Which causes a lot less white children to be born. And it's been happening year after year after year. And there's like, as far as like other minorities, there's some middle class, a few upper class, but most of them are in that lower to middle class where they don't have the option to have an abortion. So they just have children. So you're having this wave of different minorities slowly overtaking everything. And they don't want that to happen. I mean, it's such a confusing thing too, because it's also like, it's kind of their own demise because, it's white people who enacted the whole one drop rule.
Yeah.
With no matter what minority you are, right? If we were living in a more less race oriented world, right? If somebody was half black, half white, they would be seen as both half black and half white, or it wouldn't even be an issue.
Yeah.
They would just be another person that we have had, and that wouldn't be an issue. But with white people, and they enacted this through like legislation and shit like back in the day. Now all that stuff's gone, but the echoes of it are still there culturally, where it's like, if somebody's even a droplet black, they're black.
They're black, yeah.
It's like Steph Curry. Look how light skinned he is. I mean, don't get me wrong, his like mom is like mixed race and shit, and I believe his dad is like light skinned or whatever. But still, it's like if we were living in like a non-racial world, that wouldn't even be a big deal.
Nope.
But here you say, oh, Steph Curry's black, and that does mean things. Mm-hmm. It means like, why isn't he speaking on this? Why isn't he doing that? This, Yeah. So it's just, they're talking about the dwindling of the white race, but it's only because you made whiteness seem like this thing that could be so easily tainted by literally anything. Yeah. That is what's causing it to dwindle.
Dude, and it's just so blatantly out there now. Like these motherfuckers ain't trying to like sugarcoat shit anymore. Mm-hmm. Because you got that one senator and shit that basically said like, what about Brown versus the Board of Education and shit like that? Yeah. Plessy versus Ferguson, and that's the shit. Like, he wants segregation back into schools. So you got
fucking Gargamel looking motherfucker.
Yeah, it's fucking pruny, fucking pasty cracker. Like
trying to kill the Smurfs.
Yeah, man. Like, oh man,
evil wizard.
Oh man, Voldemort looking at.
Yeah, right.
Nah, man, but this dude, like, it's just blatantly out there, man. And these motherfuckers, they just wanna like just concentrate on just building up the white population again, and it's fucked up that it's just like there's no martyrs out there anymore. You need somebody to like step forward, because in reality, people of color can't, because like what you said, we're expendable.
Yeah, exactly.
As soon as we step out, I believe, boom, boom, that's it.
Exactly,
that's it. So that's
it. Doesn't really matter. And the truth is, it's just like it doesn't. The world does not care what minorities think, especially like black people and Hispanic. The world just does not give a shit, or at least the Western American world does not give a shit. Sure, they'll put us on T-shirts, and you'll spend a day learning about one of our martyrs in a history class that acts as if America is the center of the world and blah blah blah. They'll name some day after some guy, but they don't actually give a shit. The only two ways to have any sort of true revolution is to have all minorities consolidate together and just simply decide to take things violently. Yeah. Or you have to have other white people willing to take on the conservative set of white people and change things for the better. Yeah. Those are the only possibilities. And take on the other set of white people means possibly violently too. Not possibly violently, actually violently. Yeah. That's the only way. The only way to have a true revolution that will mean anything in America is through violence. That's how we speak to each other. That's how we've been speaking to each other since the moment any of us have gotten here. Yeah. The fighting has never ended.
It's not. And it's just a cycle, bro. Like, you hear this all the time. Like, this is just going to repeat itself. No one's going to do anything. They're going to rally. They're going to march. And it's back to square one where some other bullshit is gonna happen, and it's just nothing's gonna change. So all this shit is bullshit.
Yeah, man.
And but to keep something funny about this whole Roe v. Wade stuff, like I seen, oh my god,
what?
Excuse me. I seen on Twitter like couples holding up signs like "We will adopt your baby."
Oh yeah,
and it's all like white couples and shit, and everybody's like, man, this is like the movie Us or some shit.
Yeah.
I was just, and it's just dumb, and it's just like if you really want to adopt children,
go out and adopt a baby now.
400K kids right now in these adoption agencies and foster homes. Like, go ahead and do that.
You don't give
You're
a
just
shit.
talking shit just to be on Twitter. Yeah, and everybody's just like fucking shitting on you at this point. Whoever the fuck you.
Well, it's also like you don't really want a baby. You just want It's almost like going to a fancy restaurant. You just want to be on Instagram as like the person who bought the Roe v. Wade baby. You know what I mean? Like, oh my god, his name is fucking Okonkwo, and
give me the most ethnic one.
Yeah, like, exactly. And da da da, and we get him, but they want that. They don't want to get a grimy ass Detroit baby. A grimy ass Detroit nigga baby. They don't want that.
It's like go to the supermarket, like you got your apples, then you got your dragon fruit and your star fruit.
Yeah.
Like you got the exotic fruit.
Exactly.
Pomegranate? Like, come on, man. It's just
bro, it's all bullshit. And it's like, I
don't know.
Fuck showing out. I have no idea either, man.
I mean, but you got these states, to finish off, but you got, good thing you have these states that are actually still kind of like, fuck what they said. That can still come to these states. Companies, I should say. I believe
Dick's Sporting Goods, which is hilarious.
Dick's
decided to step in and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna put my hand in the ring." Dick's decided, hold my beer.
Hold my beer. I'm offer you this.
Honey, get the hanger.
Get the
Hell of my man.
Still, Dick's basement is just full of like fucking hangers and chops.
He's like, hell yeah. Let's get it.
Oh, man.
I've been waiting for it.
Let's see what's gonna happen, man. Honestly, I don't know what the fuck is going on. It's like
I have
every
no
day I
idea.
wake up, I'm just like, what other bullshit is on, man?
Oh yeah, exactly. It's like that's the thing. This was supposed to be like a comedy podcast, and it's such a hard job.
It is.
It's such a hard job because every day things get sadder and more bleak, and then it's like, how am I gonna make this fun now?
Yeah.
You know,
when you look at reality, it's just like, fuck.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
I have to at least put my 2 cents in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we're saying shit
Can't
that
not
people
talk
are
about
actually
it.
thinking about.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a lot of people that they're just too quiet because they don't want to be like, they don't want to be looked on.
Oh yeah, I
differently
mean,
and shit.
you know
Yeah,
how
fuck
many
that.
people saw that fucking Dick's Sporting Goods thing and thought about that Dick's Sporting Goods joke?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's called Dick's Sporting Goods, and they're telling you that if you get fucked, they'll take care of your baby. That's that's hilarious. But nobody said it because they're too
Nobody,
afraid
yeah.
because things are too serious right now.
Too fucking
What I'm
serious.
saying is relax, ladies. Okay?
Yeah.
They might take away your rights, but don't take away our right for a good joke. All right?
Talking about this is the funniest thing. Okay.
Yeah, what else? What
I
else?
read
Let's have
this
some
shit.
lighthearted
I
shit.
found this hilarious. So there's this trans woman who's a skateboarder.
Oh, always
beat
great
a
times for comedy. Transitions. Let's go from Roe V. Wade to transitions.
She beat a 13-year-old girl
Yes.
in a skateboarding competition.
Yeah, yeah.
And the trans woman is 29 years old, pulling 30. I'm just like, what the fuck? How you do that to a little girl?
Well, I just want to say I'm very proud of that young lady for putting that small child in her place. You know, this is a victory for womanhood everywhere. You know,
Oh shit!
you know, from China all the way to the U.S. That's a victory for women. I'll tell you right here, right now.
Man, you know,
I don't know.
Trans women in sports, man. That's just something. That's a deep conversation. I remember seeing this one UFC fight. This trans woman plummeted this woman, just destroyed her face, bro. Beat her in a UFC fight to the pulp. I felt so bad, man. Manhandled her. Bam, bam, bam.
Did fuck her up,
And it did fuck her up badly, man. And then now, supposedly, not supposedly is out there, the trans woman who was in the swimming competition that got first place. Now she's just like banned. Like,
yeah. Well, because she was ranked like 500.
Yeah.
Worldwide when she was a male, and then she was in the top
Now,
5
number
as
one
a
and shit,
woman.
yeah.
So that's whatever. It's interesting. I think I don't know. It's a fucking case by case thing. I mean, if you're going into like professionally, obviously you're probably going to need some more restrictions. I think if you're talking about like middle school, high school, or something, I think maybe be a little bit more lenient because you really just I doubt I doubt there's like a fucking 15-year-old trans female Kobe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't think there's anybody like trying to make the league like Joanna Man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think they just want to be included in things, so maybe let them do shit. But I think the skateboarding especially is like a very specific case. Right? Yeah, can you imagine that? Just like a 15-year-old Joanna Man, just
won $500.
it's still Tommy Davidson. Because he's fucking small little.
It's really Tony
man.
Hawk under that.
Yeah,
under
right.
that wig. I'm irrelevant.
Yeah, right.
It just pops on the wig. That's it.
That'd be a great way to do Joanna Man now. Like instead of doing it like trans, you can do it like kind of like ageist, where it's like it'll be like some like 40-year-old man, who's like used to be a pro, and then he goes back to high school to just school a bunch of children
everybody's
in basketball. Nigga, mad physical.
Fucking
Saying
titties
picks
alongside
mad
the
hard. Little bitch.
You bitch. Oh fuck. That's hilarious, man. I just imagine that little girl just fucking crying and shit.
Oh man.
Like,
well, but the whole thing though, skateboarding's different though, because like we were talking about that too. Like, skateboarding, like children will compete against adults in some events in skateboarding, and it's like different. In fact, like I think kind of like a kid, if they're gifted enough at skateboarding, they actually have an advantage because they're smaller and they're lighter, so they can go through the air more. They can do more revolutions and shit. Like physically, like if it goes down to like the physics, like the science of it, I would think they would have more of an advantage but an older person has more of an advantage in the way of just pure experience.
Yeah.
Like if you're a skateboarding prodigy, yeah, you're probably gonna win. You know what I mean? But if you're
depending on the sport.
Yeah, well,
depending
no.
on the sport. Because
Yes,
I mean,
in skateboarding. That's what I'm saying, just strictly skateboarding.
It's true. Because I mean, just look at tennis. Like I discussed this with you.
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah.
Like Naomi Osaka, like she actually beat Serena Williams.
Yeah.
They're tied up.
Exactly.
They both like beat, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like the next round is like they take it all.
But then again, it's also like, that's an interesting, thought though too, because like you have Naomi Osaka and Serena, but then for something, maybe I'm being sexist, but I doubt that like some high school kid could come and beat like, Rafael Nadal or fucking like Federer. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like one of those guys. So I'm like, is that me? Like, I don't know. How close is the pro female side of tennis, compared to the pro male side of tennis?
I mean,
because those dudes, like, the people will say, like, I don't know much about tennis, but a lot of people will say, like, Serena Williams can't even compete with, like,
I think that's
dudes in like the top 10, like dudes that we don't even know.
I think she might beat her, bro. I think.
And then if you're telling me like a high school girl is beating her, then I'm like, there's a part of me that's like, damn, women's tennis might not be that hard.
We're going with the age thing now. We're going with the age thing now. Like she's like gassed out.
So I wonder.
Like, I mean, she got an amazing like physique, man.
Oh yeah. She's a straight up athlete.
Healthy,
yeah.
Woof. But great assets. But
yeah.
Like, but yeah, like I'm pretty sure she actually got in the ring with a couple of men and stuff, and she bust their ass,
Yeah, I think they average like a guy at like a tennis club or something, a tennis teacher. Yeah, she's gonna like fucking put him.
I think a professional dude. I gotta look this up.
No,
that's something I want to look up.
No, we can look that up.
Yeah,
we can look that up for later. Yeah. But I always wondered about that, and I feel like I've even heard like she went up against somebody, like a couple of dudes who are like pros or something like that, but they were like way lower, like in like the top 50 or something, or the top 100 or something, and she got beat. Not that she won, she got beat.
You saw King Richard, right?
No, but
that's what it was.
But that's even like a but even like they had like the battle of the sexes with like Billie Jean King. Right. And all that shit back in the day in the 70s, but that even shows you how unequal it is.
Yeah.
Because you had a woman in her prime, in her athletic prime, like 25 years old, and then you had a 55-year-old man, and it was close. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, I wonder what that is like.
Sports.
Yeah, way to go, Phil. After the pain of Roe v. Wade beat up on women about how they're bad at sports.
That was like,
what an ally you are.
Maybe we should change the subject.
Yeah. I just had to. Whenever I have thoughts, you just got to get shit out. You just got to get shit out, dude. You know what I mean?
We ain't hating, man, but we just like want to say the shit that y'all thinking about.
Yeah, we're talking the truth, man.
Dude, let's go on some music.
Yeah. Let's get in there.
Yo, Kendrick Lamar is trending right now.
Yeah.
And everybody's like saying, because he was on stage, he had like the thorns on his forehead and everything.
Well, actually, I was thinking too, like maybe let's go into Kevin Samuels a bit for this whole thing is because I'm like, let's wean them off of the women shit. But then I'm going into Kevin Samuels just as women. Like, I don't know. What type of podcast are we now?
Fuck it.
Yeah, let's get into. I mean, I
this
just
is the type of material you leave, man.
I know
we're gonna get haters.
We're gonna
get
haters.
Still gonna love us at the end of the day.
That's what I'm saying.
Y'all watching.
We are fun.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to bring up the whole Kevin Samuels thing because the internet is going wild.
What happened exactly with that?
Basically, all it is that like the BET Awards did a small tribute to Kevin Samuels.
Okay.
It was like one of those like in memories things and shit like that.
Yeah. Like
they put his face up and you know the timeline
gotcha.
from like 70 whatever.
Born and death.
Yeah. Born, death date, whatever. And apparently people were flipping out about it. And be like, fuck you. Why would you put that up there for Kevin Samuels? I'm not even going to watch the BET Awards anymore. And, a part of me, I understand he was a controversial figure, this, that, and the third. But then another part of me is like, hey, like, he was a significant part of the culture.
Right. He was.
Like, he was getting so big that I feel like you couldn't not include him. And he's helped so many people, both men and women.
Yeah.
I think relationship-wise, I think it'd be weird not to put him in. He was such a figure for a second.
Yeah.
Like if he was still alive when that Atlanta episode came out, he would have like that would have sent him into the mainstream.
Yeah.
And I think he would have been the next like Dr. Ruth, or who is that sex person?
Susan Johansson.
Susan Johansson, like one of those people. Like he'd be this real like relationship coach type person. I think it would have stopped being like this fringe guy on YouTube. And I think he would eventually ended up getting on like The View and shit like that. I think it would have gone that far.
And you know the thing about it, like there was a lot of things that he said to people. Some things it was kind of like, like
it was rough.
It was rough.
It was rough.
You know, I compare him to like that one adult in our family, like that one uncle that's just like just blatantly like real with you, like yo dog, you fucking up. You need to do this. You know, because why else? Think about it. He used to say certain things to men and women. So you know they just trying to say like, oh, he used to just dog down women. No, he dogged down men too. And it's not even dogging down. He was just straight and real with y'all. And it's not like he was basically just pointing out facts. Like, you know, you want to be in a relationship, but you're not working. But you want the man to do everything. But then he'll tell you who the hell you are.
But it's also,
he was just 1,000 with you. That's it.
I also think he was also not just dogging out anybody. He was dogging out people who were asking for it.
Yeah.
Because if you watch the clips, that's the thing. People only watch those small clips. Yeah. If you watch the whole thing, you see the whole situation.
That's what social media is, bro.
I know.
They always try to take like that one little piece just to get like that soundbite and just to get the controversy. But then if you listen to the whole interview, it was different.
But the problem with the problem with that though is that, you know, usually doing that, getting a little soundbite is fun and games.
Yeah.
But now this man's dead, and you have people laughing about how he's dead because they've only seen snippets of his show.
That's stupid.
And you know, it's just a goddamn shame. So I just wanted to say, you know, shout out to Kevin Samuels and everything, and like, yeah, man. And I feel like no matter what you try to do, you just you never make anybody happy. But you know what I mean? Like nowadays, with the way how everything is just everything's like a fringe interest. You know what I mean? Yeah. Everyone has their own little bubble that they live in. So if there's not at least 2 or 3 groups that want to hate you and see your demise, are you really doing anything right?
Yeah. You know, right? Exactly. Like those haters is gonna still keep watching you. Those haters, you're still monetizing off of these haters, saying fucking shit, and all you're doing is just like bringing the ratings up. Like at the end of the day, fuck it. Yeah.
Bro, do you remember like when like the only people that had haters were rappers?
Yeah.
Now I feel like everybody has haters. They come out from nowhere. So it's like, if you have haters, you're doing something right.
You're doing something good.
You're doing something good. Keep it up. Keep it up.
I got haters already.
I know.
I was just telling you.
We only get 50 views.
Like, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know who
but we got haters
out
there. That's what I'm saying. Oh, we know each of you by name.
Yeah, we know them.
Yes. Watch till the end of the episode, and we will have their names scroll through at the bottom like credits.
Oh man, but yeah, man, Kevin Samuels, man, I enjoyed his content.
Thank you for your teachings, my friend.
Yeah, it was rough. I enjoyed, you know, a bunch of his stuff and everything, and all he was doing, he was just that one adult, that one person that you knew that was just being real with you. You know, like you didn't have to agree with everything he said, but I'm pretty sure a lot of you agree with a lot of the shit he said.
Yep.
For instance, like, you know, like you have people like, you know, he mentioned weight a lot. You know, and we gotta keep it a stack. You know, being big, it is a problem. Like me, I'm husky and shit. I'm fat, and obviously, like I have
beautiful,
but I am beautiful, and I'm never gonna lose this weight. Nah, but it's just like my whole thing. Like I want to lose this weight. I'm working on losing all of this weight because I want to be healthy. You know, he used to say like you don't want all these problems and shit, diabetes and all this other stuff, especially the people people of color. We have like, you know, we suffer with, what is it, like diabetes, you know, kidney problems and all this other shit that runs through our genetics. So the guy was just speaking facts. He was being legit with you guys. You know what I mean? That's it. So, you know, I
say fuck that though. I say eat more. Find your inner Lizzo. I remember just that. Channel that.
I remember that one.
Channel your inner fat black woman and just let your body run wild.
But, funny thing is, it's like Lizzo. Lizzo's been vegan for a while, but it looks like she just keeps getting bigger. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, what's going on? But you know, the funny thing about Lizzo is that she went on, I think it was Instagram or some shit, and this was during COVID times with the whole lockdown, and people like were mad at her because she was posting videos of her working out, her eating healthier and shit. Yeah. And like the whole, you know, big women and big men community was just like, oh, you fake. You're not one of us and shit. And I'm just like, no. What if the girl's just having problems breathing?
Yeah, she's trying to improve her life.
Said, like the cholesterol level. Yeah. Yo, haters. Yeah. Like, and it's
no
crazy because I think like she really is like, fuck, I need to have my fans. I need to stick to my fans. Like I want them.
Well,
come on,
I think the problem with her, and I don't listen to too much of her music, but she's a talented artist. I think the problem, not with her, but the problem she has is she's in a prison of wokeness.
Yes.
She really is, where it's like no matter what she does, she's kind of doing the wrong thing. Any sort of self-improvement, that means she's doing the wrong thing. And that oh, she's fat, right? So it's like, oh, if I'm working out, then they're like, fuck you, you're not being your authentic self. I'm too much of a fat slob to get up. And when I see Lizzo, the person who made it okay to be fat, get up and try to work out, then that makes me feel bad. So you're not supporting me. Fuck you. Then, she uses a word like spaz.
Yeah.
Super light in a fucking thing, and they're like, actually, that's like super ableist because somewhere in fucking England, there's an alleyway where people find that offensive. You know what I mean? And then she has to actually take that out because her whole audience are those incredibly soft people, and they will leave at any moment's notice. Man, it's crazy.
Yo, how many times we still say, yo, you spazzing out, bro?
Yeah, like what
yo,
the
that's
fuck?
Crazy, yo.
I don't give a shit.
You
We still say retarded
like
on here.
Like playing basketball, nigga, you went crazy. You spazzed out.
I said midget yesterday. What are we doing?
Exactly what's wrong. Shit, nah, man. But I don't know. It's just this whole fucking
I feel bad for you, Lizzo.
Celebrities are just fake at this point. A lot of them are fake.
Well,
because they have. I know it's all about the money and shit. They try to you're gonna protect your funds and shit. But at the end of the day, don't change your whole personality.
Yeah.
And the way that you speak, depending, if you're dropping N-bombs everywhere, chill.
Yes, exactly.
That type of stuff.
There's human improvement, but there's a difference. And I also think it's just celebrities, I think famous people have always had a level of fakeness, but now it's at this level, it's pathetic now. Yeah. Because they were just fake to maybe get a role, and they'd be fake with, another celebrity to try and fake as if they're friends and then get a role and, all that type of shit, or act like their world is perfect. And that would be fun. That's regular person fakeness. But now they're at this level of fake where it's anything that their fans say that their fans write to them anonymously, now they will bend over and do no matter what. And they apologize. That's the thing. It's now you're groveling. It's almost like Game of Thrones. Yeah. Remember that when the queen got stripped naked and everybody went shame and they spat on her and everything? Yeah. That's what Twitter is for celebrities now. And they roll them through the mud and they spit on them and they piss on them and everything. And it's just all to make these people feel better. And it's fuck you. They're peasants. Yeah, they're stupid. I'm a peasant. I know how dumb the peasants are. Yeah. Why are you bowing to these peasants? Yeah. They'll if you actually don't acknowledge anything that they say or do, nothing will happen to you. Yeah. I know you think it will happen to you, but nothing will happen to you.
But think of Kendrick Lamar did that.
As long as you don't go racist.
Yeah.
As long as you don't have slurs in your shit, you're pretty much fine.
And it's stupid, man, because that's the same thing that's happening with Kendrick Lamar. The reason that he's trending and shit is because they say that they're trying to take all his music down from Spotify.
They're not. Bullshit.
You had
the money-making machine.
In 3 different songs, he had an R. Kelly sample. Fine.
Yeah.
He just used that little bit of the sample, that little tiny part, and that's it. And then you're trying to take down all this man's music. This man is phenomenal. Fuck that. This guy makes amazing fucking music.
How about we be honest? R. Kelly's a great musician. R. Kelly was a great musician, and he's also a pedophile. Yeah. So you might not listen to his tracks, but if you want to cut him up a little bit and fucking throw some shit out there, why not? Yeah. I say, why the fuck not? And then, it's so funny too. I was actually watching Flagrant 2 the other day, and they had Stavros Hakias or whatever from Cumtown. It's another podcast and everything. Okay. And Stav, he's Greek, right? So one thing he was talking about on Flagrant was how all these main Greek philosophers, because it was ancient Greece, dude, they were all pedophiles. They were all having sex with 13, 14, 15-year-old boys.
Why not cancel their art?
Maybe even younger or whatever. Dude, not even why not cancel the art? Why not cancel geometry?
Period.
The building blocks of what we call society now, right? Why not cancel that? It's you're fine with canceling Michael Jackson, but cancel fucking algebra. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's the Middle East, but you got to give credit to my brown brothers. But you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Why not cancel any sort of philosophy that people have been using? Why not get rid of democracy? That was created in ancient Greece. Yeah. if so these are the things that we're talking about. So it's like, what are we really willing to lose? How about you separate the art from the artist? Get the fuck over it. All right, what they made is still useful to us, and that's fine. Just don't support the guy.
That's it. You don't want to do anything.
Cares?
Don't try to fucking like start a whole Twitter feed and shit like that, because no one's gonna pay attention to you.
There's levels to this shit.
No one's gonna. There's levels to this shit. And plus, it's like, it's fucking Kendrick.
And if you don't buckle, it doesn't exist. And that's the thing. So many people forget about it. If you don't buckle, it does not exist. Have these
fucking idiots that just buckle down because they're listening to these peasants, as you say.
They're so scared. They're so
we're
scared.
Peasants, yes, but we have common sense.
Yeah, we're peasants. Trust us. If there's any of you watching who are famous, no, we're not shit. And the reason we're not shit is because, like, the reason we're so brave and saying things is because we know we're not shit. No one is shit. You're not shit either. Yeah. Okay? We're actually all on an equal playing field.
We are.
If we actually have title. You just have a title and you just have more money. Yeah. Okay? So the same reason they're coming at you is the same reason you shouldn't take any of the things they say to you as real. Yeah. Let it go.
Just let it the fuck go.
They're losers. And you're a loser too. Close the computer and fuck whatever hot supermodel you have.
That's it.
And enjoy your life, buddy.
Yeah. Sip on some Malbec while getting some head.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Because you can.
Exactly. You can. We got to sip on the fucking share of beer from a block.
I got to sip on a tall boy.
That's it.
Sip on some Ace of Spade and get lit, buddy.
That's it. Get lit, motherfucker.
Enjoy it. Man. And watch the world burn, because is it burning.
Yeah, man. Nobody's canceling Kendrick.
Nobody's canceling Kendrick.
Nobody's canceling. Like, come on. Like,
don't try to cancel fucking Michael Jackson. He's dead. The guy canceled himself.
I was just listening to that's it. Like, I was listening to Lady in My Life last night.
There you go.
I still love it.
There you go.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Uh-huh.
Fuck it. And, yeah. And with that being said, I feel like we're kind of at the end right now, right? We're at the last thing, whereas apparently Instagram is adding a new AI to their algorithm to try and discover what certain age groups they have that are logging in to their website, which is smart. I think that's a good thing to help guard some things, because I'll be honest, I definitely don't want any 10-year-olds watching any clips of this show.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want any of them learning from us.
Apparently you're fighting with 12-year-olds on TikTok.
I am fighting with 12-year-olds.
What the fuck is up with
That's also why, because I don't want to get teased. They're so mean.
I'm gonna get on TikTok and just like shit on all these little motherfuckers, man. They don't know what the fuck. Well, they don't know what content is.
Yeah, and they don't. That's the thing. I didn't realize, like, when I went on there, like, making a clip, like, the real problem with Dave Chappelle or whatever, I knew that was going to stir shit, and I knew the clip didn't really have any, like, real point of views on it. That's why I did it. I just did it to troll. But in that, watching the comments come through in it, where it's like, I don't know, I actually don't know the ages of these people. I was just saying 12 just to make fun of people. But you see how easily manipulatable,
like, behavior.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, you see how easily manipulated people are.
Oh my God.
And you can only imagine if that was somebody under the age of 18, and it's like, or we were saying something way more radical. It's like, some of these things need to be guarded.
Yeah.
Okay. It's great. When I was 12, I loved listening to Rage Against the Machine and Immortal Technique and, reading about Che Guevara and Malcolm. I thought all that shit was cool.
Yeah.
Okay. But there does need to be a little bit of a limit to certain things.
There does. But yeah, I mean, with the whole AI shit, bro.
Yeah.
I think that's fucking amazing. I was just watching an episode of Law and Order, and it's funny because, like, was it Ice-T?
Yeah.
He came to the dude and he was just like, "Oh, you been talking to Martha?" He's like, "Yeah, I talked to Martha. We're just friends." He's like, "Yeah, you talk sexual stuff." And then she was like, "Yeah, but I didn't touch her though." He's like, "Yo, 40-year-old man talking to a 13-year-old." Yeah. He's like, where's the illegal part of that, huh? I'm just talking to her. I haven't touched her. I haven't seen her. You fucking creep.
Yeah. And that type of shit can happen on Instagram, dude.
He's like, you're talking about some funny stuff with the buttholes. Like, what the fuck? Tickling stuff. Yeah, but I ain't do it. Like, I was like, what the fuck episode is this? That's the type of shit that happened.
Yeah.
No, I remember I got fucking catfished, bro.
Yeah.
I got catfished. I was talking to what I thought when I was, this is like 18 years old. I thought I was talking to, another 18-year-old girl and shit. Boom.
Oh my god, I'm just waiting. This is your education at Boys and Girls High School.
I was talking.
Your chicken's coming home to roost.
And the motherfucker was sending fucking pictures and shit. It was a dude.
God.
And I found out through like a friend of his is like, yo, stop talking to this guy. This guy's like 59. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Bro, I was this close to sending a dick pic.
Hey, he thought he was a bad bitch. He thought he was a bad bitch.
Like, that's his cousin. Like, I was like, what? You got the cousin's info though? Like, I still wanted to talk to the bitch.
Yeah, you're like, bro, pass. Still sent the dick pic. You're like, pass this to your cousin. I know you're a 50-year-old man.
I know you're 50.
But be a good homie. I caught you. Now I'm gonna blackmail you unless you pass this to your cousin and let her know what's good.
Nah, man, I got catfished a couple times, man. Oh man, community catfish is fucking hilarious. Like
that shit is crazy.
But I never, thank God, thankfully, I never sent the dick pic. Thankfully.
There you go.
Man, imagine his name was like Bruce or some shit.
Yeah, man.
Fucking sipping on cognac while just talking to me about Pokemon and shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like, bro, like trying to make up like fake high school shit. Like,
oh, here we go.
Oh yeah. Oh man, am I sweaty from geometry team? Like shit, this nigga like just don't even make sense. You know?
Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, but yo, even talking about shit, talking about even like the AI stuff and shit. It was something that Amazon is doing right now with what's Amazon's thing? Not Siri. Alexa. So Alexa basically.
Well, yeah, the mimicking, the voice mimicking.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah.
Wait, you spoke about that.
We talking about that in the last podcast, but
God,
no, that makes sense though. Where that's why it's good for IG to have this shit because it's even easier for people to catfish people now.
Find them.
Now you can mimic the voice of a little girl, dude.
Yeah.
And like, you know, you're some fucking like 16-year-old kid or some shit. You think it's another like hot kid your age or some shit.
That's crazy.
And bro, this could be just like a 60-year-old fat fucking dude on the other side of that thing speaking into it. And now don't even get me started on like deep fakes. With deep fakes, it's like technology could be so good one day that you could be FaceTiming somebody with a deep fake on. And be looking like a girl or a man or whatever the fuck you're into, but it's not that person on the other side. And you know, sometimes I know my cat's all like, get the fuck out of here. While I'm talking, he's like, you talking about deep fakes? He's like, why are you trying to? He's like, I got a bitch in Wisconsin right now. Why are you trying to put my shit on blast? My cat's trying to silence me. He got hoes all over this place. I know. He's like, the fuck. Yo,
nah, man,
watch.
That is true.
You see a year from now, fucking Mo's gonna come into a house, gonna get caught by Chris Hansen. You know, Mo, what you up to, dog? What you up to, dog?
Like,
yeah, right now.
I do that.
Yeah. Is that what it looked like? Let's get him to talk.
Oh man.
Let's get him to like play video games and eat pizza.
The internet is a scary fucking place.
It's a scary place, and that's why I think identity is a big thing on it. Like they talk about this on Vlad TV, and I think they're completely right. I think if you're gonna have something like Twitter and all those things, I think your actual identity should be fused to your account. Yeah. So you should be able to know what this person's legal name is. No addresses, but what this person's actual legal name is. Yeah. You know, because there's too much of this anonymity, not just for like pedophile shit. That's extremely dangerous and stuff too, but just any sort of catfishing and then the trolling too. It's like people don't have you don't have the right to just casually abuse people with no repercussions. Yeah, man. And that shit, and sometimes it can get bad, dude. It can get bad.
It's getting dangerous, man. These fucking trollers, man. Matter of fact, we spoke about that shit with the guy that tried to troll Fetty Wap. Yeah. Like, yo, you don't do that. You don't go up to a man when he's by himself with a shorty and like threaten him and shit. Oh, I'm a comedian. No, you're not. You a clown.
And
like a literal fucking clown.
But
like,
you
don't do that shit. All that trolling shit. Like, matter of fact, it's another thing. Like, you talk all that shit on the internet.
Yep.
But when you see that person outside, yo, what you said, blah, blah, and when you get them 1-2s and that's it, you get knuckled up. It's your fault.
And that's why
stupid.
And that's why I think like if you were able to, if everybody on Twitter, Instagram, blah 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 had like a tiny little link where you could basically see their like driver's license. Yeah. Like you could see their face, an actual photo of their face and their full name. That's it.
Yeah.
I think everybody would be acting a little bit nicer.
Oh yeah.
You could actually get sued if you start throwing shit around that's not real.
Yeah.
You could actually, somebody could actually run up on you. It gives consequences. And that's what people need on the internet. They need fucking consequences. We talked about it, how it's like a new element. The internet's a new element. And sometimes people set things on fire just to watch it burn. Yeah. So there needs to be some sort of regulation aside from, oh, this guy has racist thoughts, let's get rid of him. I don't fully agree with that, because then, whatever the company decides as like problematic, they could get rid of you for, So I think, I don't like alt-right people, but I do think they have a right to be on Twitter.
Yeah.
Because if they don't have a right to be on Twitter, then a year from now, Black Lives Matter or Black Panther people won't have a right to be on Twitter. You know what I mean? So I think there's that. But as far as like regulation of like, hey, someone's talking shit and it's all complete misinformation. Yeah, someone's name and identity should be linked to that.
Yeah.
And they just have to deal with whatever the consequences may be. But their account doesn't get taken down. Yeah. But they just have to deal with the consequences.
If you have a mouthpiece,
watch your mouth.
Watch your mouth. Learn how to use it. Learn how to use your hands. If you're going to have a mouthpiece on you,
if you got a mouthpiece, learn how to use your hands.
That's it.
I think that could be the title of the episode.
Yeah.
If you have a mouthpiece, learn how to use your hands. I love that. Love it. Yeah, man. And on that note, this is going to be the end of the episode. Thank you, guys. This has been False Prophets. I'm Phil Risden.
I'm Manny Perez.
And I just want to say thank you guys so much for sticking with us. Yeah. I know we missed the episode on Thursday, but we just put it out an episode on Monday, and this one will be coming out right on time on Thursday. Yeah. So this is going to be a great time, and thank you guys. I know in the last episode I mentioned how we're almost at 400. We're still not there yet, so please, anyone who's casually watching this, please subscribe. It'll only take one click, just one little click. Man. And I swear to God, if we get to 400, we will shout out the names of the people who subscribe to bring us to that 400 in the episode. So thank you.
Share this shit, man.
Share this shit
because it's funny.
Yeah.
And I want to shout out a couple of people also that hit me up through text, and they were like, yo, I didn't know you were doing this. Like, you guys are hilarious.
Yeah, man.
So shouts out to y'all, man.
Shout them out right now. What are the names?
Nick is one, Like,
that's
my height, Nick Piazza.
Nick Piazza. There you go.
With little Nicky, the Italian stallion.
There you go.
Shouts out to him, man. Like, he really, he enjoyed it and shit like that. It's pretty dope. So I want to, thank him and thank everybody else, man. There's a lot of names. I'm not
I feel you. A lot of people, on in the old DMs. Now that we're getting famous.
That's it. We gotta start kind of like putting our.
We'll put it. I'll put it in there
to repeat it constantly.
But you guys know. You guys know what it is. I'll put it in the beginning of this.
Okay, sounds good.
So we'll have it right there, and it'll be all good.
With that being said, this is the False Prophets Podcast.
There you go. Peace.